It's about time we talk about David Robinson because I view him as extremely underrated. David Robinson would play college basketball between 1983 and 1987. At Navy, in his 4-year college career, it was pretty eventful. It would start off slow as he would average 13 minutes a game and 7 points and 4 rebounds. However, he would follow up that season averaging 23 points, nearly 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks a game. Navy would go 26-6 but would unfortunately lose in the Southeast second round, 64-59 against number 5 Maryland. David Robinson would have a season where he would average 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 blocks a game as a junior. Navy would make it all the way to the Eastern Regional Finals where they would lose to number 1 Duke. The next year they would have a very similar year, however they would lose in the Eastern first round. David Robinson would perform great as the team as a whole couldn't pull it off. David Robinson had 50 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals while playing every second of the game, but they couldn't seal it off, falling 97-82 against the Glenn Rice-led Michigan Wolverines. David Robinson would declare for the 1987 NBA draft, however, he would make it very clear that he would serve in the military before he played in the NBA. The Spurs decided they wanted to invest in the long run because he's 7'1", 235, averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks a game in college, so they decided to take a chance on him. Between 1987 and 1989, the San Antonio Spurs would go 52-112 while he was serving in the military. However, when David Robinson came into the league in 1989, it was a complete game changer, having one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time, as the 24-year-old would average 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks. David Robinson's rookie performance was good enough for him to take home Rookie of the Year and also be on All-NBA third team and All-Defensive second team in 1990. The Spurs went on a record of 56-26 as they would sweep the Nuggets in the first round, however they would fall to the Trailblazers in 7. Fast forward, after a few years of getting a lot better, winning awards, and losing in the first round of the playoffs, David Robinson would win MVP in 1995, and the Spurs would have 60 wins for the first time in their entire history. In the 94-95 season, David Robinson would average 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. The San Antonio Spurs would sweep the Nuggets as they would have a good 6-game series against the Lakers, but he would average 30 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 blocks a game. His best game coming on May 14, 1995, when he had 26 points and 22 rebounds. In the Western Conference Finals, the Spurs would lose in 6 to the Rockets, after a center battle of Hakeem Olajuwon and David Robinson. In the 1995-1996 NBA season, the San Antonio Spurs would go 59-23. They would make it past the first round against the Phoenix Suns, but they just still couldn't pull together in the playoffs, losing to the Jazz in a 6-game series, as David Robinson would have 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks, below average for his standards. 1996 changed everything, because after going the first 18 games with a back injury, he would be sidelined with a foot injury against the Heat. The Spurs would go 20-62 in David Robinson's absence, and people were starting to question, yes, he's a top center in the league, but did he win anything? Has he led a team to the finals? It was very clear that the San Antonio Spurs needed to get David Robinson some help so we could win a championship, so that's just what they did, drafting Tim Duncan with the first selection of the 1997 NBA draft. The Spurs would go 56-26, however they would make it all the way to the first round just to lose to the Jazz again. Everyone was being accustomed to the fact that David Robinson was going to be known as the center that never won a championship. Nearing retirement at age 33 years old, if he was going to win, he had to do it now. In 1998, the NBA had a lockout season, which shortened the season just to 50 games. Tim Duncan would play all 50, but David Robinson would just play 49. David Robinson would have a bit of a down year, averaging 16 points and 10 rebounds. Tim Duncan would average almost the same, but something was different. They were playing tough. They looked like they were going to be a force in the playoffs. Going 37-13 in the regular season, they went off against the Timberwolves in the first round. They would win that series. They would go to face off against the Lakers in round 2, where they would sweep them. They would go to take on the Blazers, where they fell in 1995, and they would sweep. Their first finals appearance in franchise history in 1999. The Spurs would take Game 1 and Game 2, however the Knicks would take Game 3. The Spurs would take Game 4. Now it's time for Game 5, where it all counts. Can David Robinson and Tim Duncan prove the haters wrong? And they did it. David and Timmy have won a title, but it's time to back it up. The Spurs would go 53-29, and the Admiral would average 17 points and 10 rebounds and 2 blocks per game. And Tim Duncan would slightly improve. They would go to face off against the Suns in the first round of the playoffs, and well, they got dropped. The very next season, they would make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals just to be swept. They got knocked out by the Lakers again, but this time in the semifinals. In the 2002-2003 NBA season, it was clear David Robinson would be stepping away. He was 37 years old, but clearly he had some fight left in him because they ended up making it all the way to the 2003 NBA Finals where they would sweep the Nets. Though David Robinson's playoff success came later in his career, he was still an unstoppable force. His career stats reads as follows: 21 points, 10.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.4 steals, 3 blocks, 51% field goal percentage, nearly 74% from the foul line. He's one of only 4 players to get a quadruple-double, along with having 14 triple-doubles in his career. His career-high points is 71, in rebounds it's 24, and assists it's 11. In steals it's 7, and in blocks it's 12. David Robinson retired in 2003 and was inducted into the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame in 2009. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys liked it, like, comment, subscribe, share, and with that, I guess I'll see y'all later.